Welcome back to the Perfect Season podcast. It's another episode with the Bucs fans. We got Seth and Louie today, and right now we're just gonna go deep more Bucs talks, and I'm just gonna have each of y'all introduce yourselves. Doesn't matter who goes first or what, but go right ahead.
Man, I mean, Seth, you can go first, man.
All right, cool. Lifelong Bucks fan, born and raised in Tampa, Florida. Um, Earliest memories, being at Raymond James Stadium and Chris Sims, like Gradkowski,
The good
Jeff
days.
Garcia. That was the era where I really started getting into football as a kid.
Yeah.
So I was a little too young for that first Super Bowl, but after that, when I started getting into it. So went to a bunch of Bucks games. Like my parents got tickets from their jobs and stuff like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, in high school when I didn't have much money, I used to work in the parking lot at Ray J.
I used to do that too.
Yeah,
that's cool, man.
Before the games and then get into the games after, and then now I got enough to get season tickets. So season ticket holder now and just loving the ride.
Been going since.
Yeah, I haven't missed a game in 5 or 6 years, not counting COVID year.
Now let me ask you, what was your first game with your first jersey?
First jersey was a white Mike All-Star jersey.
Okay.
First game. Oof. I know we played against the Raiders. I think Gradkowski was at quarterback.
Yeah. My first game was in 2010. Josh Freeman jersey against Seattle, and they won. I remember it was freezing cold that night. Back when they had LeGarrette Blount, McCoy in his rookie year, and Levante was still in a rookie contract at least. But my first jersey was also a red Michael Stott jersey.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Right.
That's awesome. So, guys, my name is Louie. I am one half of a co-host of the Frozen Pirate Podcast. I've been a diehard Bucs fan since 1995. I live in Massachusetts, so we really didn't get much of the Buccaneers. I watched a lot of college football growing up as a kid, and that's how I got introduced to the Bucs. Actually, it's a funny story. Derek Brooks and Warren Sapp both got drafted to the Bucs in '95.
Yeah.
And that's when I became a fan. I'm like, because I paid attention to those guys growing up. And I said, you know what, those two guys, the Bucs, that's my squad. And my dad hated it because he was a diehard Patriots fan. But it's always been with the Bucs, man. I actually used to rob my neighbor's Sunday paper just so I can see the statistics for the Bucs. That's when, back then, 1995, 96, 97, there really wasn't an internet access. But
I wasn't even born then.
I was born in 1987, man. So my first Buccaneer game was actually recent because, I don't have access. I live in Massachusetts. I paid $550. Me and my girlfriend, we actually paid total $1,050 for 2 tickets to watch Tom Brady come back to Gillette Stadium as a Buccaneer. And we were like right there, front row. And I was rocking my all white Mike Evans jersey, pewter skull swords hat, and I draped a Buccaneers flag over me. I caught a lot of heat, man.
Yeah.
But it was all good because we came out with the W, and it was well worth it, man. It was well worth it.
Yeah.
Well worth it.
I remember watching that game. I was at work, closing at Publix that night, and they were having us clean floors. So I'm like, I'll just stream the game because why not?
Yeah.
Brady's return to Gillette, one of the best games there is. But
it was history, dude.
Yeah.
It was history. You'll never see that again. And that's why we paid the $550. Like,
it's
it was
worth it.
Like, oh, yeah.
You got to see the record, too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Brady beat all 32 teams.
Yeah. They didn't stop the game, though, when he got the record. And that was his call to continue the momentum.
Yeah.
If I could just touch on that a little bit, like, you guys have no idea. You guys have no idea, like, what the atmosphere was like over there. Like, it was wild because it was such a roller coaster ride. Because when he first came out, everybody was like, Brady. Everybody was chanting Brady's name, in which, I said in my last podcast titled "Baby Mama." We were talking about this, and I kind of went off, man. I said, "You Patriot fan." I was with 2 Patriot fans. I said, "You guys have no idea." And I called Tom Brady by his full government name, and I said, "That's his house. It shouldn't be called Gillette Stadium. That's his house. He built that house." And the atmosphere was strange over there because they were cheering for him, and then by the half, dude, it was getting pretty toxic.
Yeah.
If I had to describe it, it was getting pretty toxic. But we came out with the W, so go Bucs.
That's all that matters. Yeah. And
That's
now,
right.
like, looking into 2023 and this season, and obviously we have the draft coming up, and we touched base on this on the last episode, and you were saying that you'd like to see Tampa take defense, either Brian Branch or Nolan Smith. And now with Devin White requesting a trade, do you see Tampa in the first round if that linebacker is there in a Trenton Simpson from Clemson? Do you see linebacker at 19?
Absolutely, because I think Devin White just threw like a monkey wrench in everything.
Yeah.
And I called this in February on one of my episodes. You don't just go on Twitter,
social media,
unless you have a problem. And I addressed this, as you heard it this morning on who's show. I think Tampa reached out to him and was like, hey, listen, we can't really negotiate a deal with you. And I think he had a temper tantrum, man. And he took to Twitter or Instagram. And, we all know what happened after that. And now it's more coming to the limelight now. And I say, as a diehard Bucs fan, like, we're in a building block year, dude. We can't have that in the locker room. Not right now, man. So, if there is a possibility of drafting a linebacker, we have to. We have to address that position, unfortunately.
I 100% agree with you. I'd say safety, linebacker, D-line. We force those positions, but maybe second or third round. If there's a quarterback there, I've been hearing Hendon Hooker, or I know it's not going to happen, but Will Levis is going to be a top 15 quarterback.
Of course.
Yeah. But I'm personally like, I don't know if y'all heard about Will Levis and how he puts mayonnaise in his coffee.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I've been hearing, that's terrible. I don't drink coffee. So it is what it is. But
I saw a video of him eating a banana with the skin earlier today. I was like, bro, what are you?
And like, the only reason, like, I've been talking about this with a bunch of other people. Levis and Richardson, I'm saying they're both the next Zach Wilson combined. They had one good pro day, and then that's it. They have a strong arm. That's it. But
I mean, unfortunately, the combine is strange, man, because anybody can look like a number one overall pick.
Anyone can look good, but when you get applied with pressure in a real life game,
it's a different story.
It's a whole different game. Going back to going to the Jameis era, going to the Winston era, they threw Winston right in there, and look what happened. You throw a pick six for your first drive, and then Mariota comes out and looks like he's been in the league for 10 plus years and 2 Super Bowls.
Do you remember they wanted to put, when the Bucs played, when Jameis went against Mariota that first year?
Yeah.
It was week 1.
Yeah,
I remember the doors off the Bucs. They wanted to put Mariota in the Hall of Fame after that game away. And now where's Mariota? So
he's a free agent.
It's just, But I mean, as far as like I said, touching base on the draft, like I said, that's why I feel like a guy like Brian Branch would be perfect, especially right now, because he can come in and play linebacker. He can play
safety
in that front side. Yeah, man. So
I mean, he could really play like any position, really. Yeah. But it's just like, I feel like that's the big focus they need to focus on is safety. Losing Sean Murphy-Bunting also. Yeah. But you at least re-signed Jamel Dean.
Yeah.
Re-signed Jamel Dean, which is I thought he was going to walk. That's me personally.
Me too. I agree.
And then you also have Carlton Davis. Then you get maybe a Brian Branch, or look into the later rounds and get like a no-name safety, or not a no-name safety, but an under-the-radar safety. Maybe you get, like, a couple years ago, your Ali Marpet, but at safety. Now, if Ali Marpet never retired, do you think the offensive line would have been better this year?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
100%. Absolutely. Yep. See? 100%.
Yeah. I don't know if you were at the first round of the playoffs this year. I was there, but after, like, those first 2 possessions, Donovan Smith, those back-to-back holding calls, killed us, and thankfully,
killed him. Yeah.
I've been saying, yes, he was a good left tackle. He still is. He just commits way too many penalties.
I agree.
And now
100%.
Now do you see draft a left tackle, or because I know they're moving Tristan Wirfs over there, but I don't know, like, what do you see them doing on offensive line now?
I know Wirfs and the Bucs have not committed moving to left tackle. I know it's something they're going to test out during training camp and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
But left tackles are tough to come by, even average ones. So that's something that we got to get filled. You can't just throw in some random dude out there because that's trouble.
It's 80% of every quarterback's blind side. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that's a tough position to fill. I mean, like I said, this whole, and I'm gonna keep going back with the Devin White thing. Like, this is really throwing the Bucs off course, in my opinion. Just because, you know, if this was to never happen, if he was just like, you know what, I'm gonna stay quiet, I'm gonna play out the remainder of my contract, maybe things will change.
Because he's still in his rookie contract, right?
Yes. So, I mean, it's like I said. So now you had the Buccaneers, you, myself, and everybody else thinking, hey, they might go safety, they might go offensive line. Now him doing what he's doing is just. Let me ask you guys this: what do you think about them trading Devin White? I actually thought about this the other day. Them trading Devin White and bringing back a familiar face, and that familiar face, Quan Alexander.
I'd be 100% okay with that.
I thought about that the other day, guys. I'm like, you know what? I know he's injury prone, but he has that chemistry with Levante.
I was a huge supporter of Quan when he came, because I was talking to someone else about this. Imagine Devin White, Quan, and Levante all together, that trio. That would be unstoppable.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. But, I mean, unfortunately, I was heartbroken when he went to the 49ers. And my buddy is a huge 49ers fan, and he just rode me about that. He's like, we got Quan, and he like sends me a screenshot of a jersey he's getting ready to order.
Yeah, when he played that game in Tampa, he got ejected on the first drive for an illegal hit. So it's kind of like karma kicked back in the face.
Yeah,
but
I mean, it is what it is.
I also feel like Tampa has enough depth to cover the position of linebacker, but.
What do you guys think about KJ Britt?
He's been he's not I don't want to say no name. I've been tend to say that a lot about a lot of players and be wrong. But I like him. He's underrated. He's had reps on first teams and second team before. I like him. He has a good pairing with Levante.
I've seen him play in the preseason a lot. He can hit. The boy can hit. You know what I'm saying? So I like him. Seth, what do you think? You like KJ Britt?
I might like him in certain systems, but in both systems where you really need two strong middle linebackers.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the speed. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I believe in a 4-3 defense. He would, as a middle linebacker or even like as a left side linebacker, I think he'd do all right. Yeah. It's tough with the Bucs right now because the Bucs, their defense is speed. Yeah. It's all about speed. So,
and also, if we're talking about defense now, like, you did lose Raheem Nunez-Roches, also known as
that
and then you also lost Mike Edwards.
Yeah.
But
them too.
And you also have Antoine Winfield Jr., though. That's another name I forgot about. Like,
he's up for a contract.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
A lot of players are in contract here right now.
Yeah, him and Wirfs are up for contracts. Yeah. And you know they're going to ball out.
Yeah, and I was reading into, like, Devin White and what he's wanting for a contract. He's wanting $100 million for a contract.
Do you think he's worth $100 million?
No, he's not worth $100 million. If he had a one good first year when he won the Super Bowl. And then he's been good. He was good last year. Had a lot of pressures on the quarterback, a lot of sacks, but he's not worth that $100 million linebacker just yet.
No.
I've been hearing if they do trade him, let him play out this year, trade him after this year, see if he has a good year, try and get value for him, or you get a third round compensatory pick.
Yeah. I love Devin, but I don't think he's there yet. Like, his talent and his ceiling is as high as anyone in the league, in my opinion. But his pass coverage ability is what really keeps him from being in that like top 3 linebacker.
Yeah. And who's gonna want a linebacker that comes out on social media saying this, that, whatever. And I remember after the Saints game, Leonard Fournette was live on Instagram, and he had
Chris Godwin had that spat.
Yeah, when Godwin had that spat, and I think Devin White was in it, but like social media is killing these players. Social media takes a whole turn for this, and I feel like that's why players should, if you look at it in college, players should be limited to what they post on social media.
I agree.
Because
it ruins a lot of it, believe it or not, man. And so my stepson's 15, and I always warn him all the time. I'm like, yo, be careful what you post on social media. You never know what might creep up and, come back to haunt you, and that same goes for a lot of these players. Yeah. And my thing with D White is I love Devin White. Get Live 45, man. I got his jersey and everything.
Same here.
I love him. I love the intensity. My problem as a diehard Buccaneers fan, and this is when the diehard starts coming out, you can't wear that C on your chest this year.
No.
Because you've given up on plays. It's like when you won the Super Bowl, you were cocky, you were arrogant, you could back it up.
Yeah.
But now it's just like you haven't backed it up. I've seen you give up on tackles against the 49ers, against the Ravens. Mm-hmm. I mean, I was actually going at it back and forth on my Instagram page with this Philadelphia Eagles fan.
Yeah. Because everyone's been rumored to say, oh, he wants to go to Philly. He wants to go to Philly. Because he tweeted out green's his favorite color.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's two things that could happen. If he goes to Philly, you get hopefully a couple picks out of it and a player, or you just get picks because you can't get one or the other.
All I have to say to Devin White, if he wants to go to Philly, good luck. Because if you I think us as Buccaneer fans, we're very humble. Like compared to like where I come from, like Patriot fans, very classless. Sorry to anybody who's watching this that's from Massachusetts. I apologize. It's just I'm going off by my experiences. I almost got into 3 altercations at that Bucs Patriots game for no reason. Yeah. But if he thinks like we're bad, how do you think Philadelphia fans are going to handle if when Monday morning comes and they see him just completely give up on a tackle?
Yeah.
It's a whole nother monster out there. So, I mean, good luck. If that's in my opinion, trade him. Get him out of here.
You remember Warren Sapp dogging him on IG?
Yeah.
I don't remember that, but
oh yeah, check it out, man. It was well deserved. And you know what? Tough, because Warren Sapp was the anchor of our defense for many years. And I remember seeing Warren Sapp in a creamsicle in his rookie year. And that was the heart and soul. So when a guy like Warren Sapp starts calling players out, it's not because he's like, the guy looking outside. No, it's the truth. Like even he called out Vita Vea. He called out Vita Vea sometimes. And you know what happened? Vita Vea got better.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But guys like Devin White, man, they take that too personal. And it's like, instead of taking it personal, humble yourself and, try to get better. But sometimes a guy like Devin White doesn't think he does no wrong. He thinks that he's top 3 and I don't think he's a top 3 linebacker. No way.
If he had better years after the Super Bowl year, he would have been top 3, hopefully one day. Wherever he goes. Yeah.
I agree.
I hope the best for his career. Like, I'm still gonna rep his jersey wherever he goes because I'm moving to Boone. If he goes somewhere and they're playing the Panthers, I'll rep a Devin White jersey because it is what it is. But I'm a player person. I just want a good player for a good team. That's it. Like it is what it is. But like I thought in Tampa, at least, how Levante learned from Derek Brooks or the linebackers before.
Passing the torch.
You would think Devin White would have passed the torch on for whoever comes in next. But now, let's just say Devin White gets traded before the draft, I was always thinking trade him before the draft, try and get another first-round pick for him. But I don't think
they're going to get a first.
You would not get a first. You'd probably get a second or a third.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. A second, a fifth, and a player.
Hopefully a good player.
Yeah, I mean, I not to cut you off, but I would hold off until the draft.
Yeah.
If I'm the Buccaneers right now, I'm calling top 10 teams right now. Like, look, we're willing to shop Devin White and our 19th overall pick for your pick. If they can crack that top 10, I think it could be a game changer.
I was listening to other podcast earlier today. Yes, the Pat and Aaron show, and I was also listening to J and Z and Ronnie and T Krause, and they've been saying no team. Someone texted in saying shop Devin White and your first pick, your 19th pick for a top 8 pick, and they were comparing it to other teams. They were comparing it to like when the Falcons moved up for Julio Jones.
Yep.
You know how much you have to give up just for a top 10 pick, and that's not going to happen. Like,
no,
people get to Twitter when stuff like this happens and they act like they're the coaches.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I just think that
like
Jason Light's a good GM.
He's a good GM. He always knows.
He's got to finesse these guys. You know what I'm saying? But what's holding the Buccaneers from actually executing that trade is every team is going to pull up that game footage. Like, no, we're not offering you that. He gave up. I mean, and I tell people, and I told the person I was getting into a spat with, the Philly fan on Instagram, I was like, yo, you have YouTube. Everything is on YouTube.
Yeah.
Go check them out. Go check it out on YouTube. It will break everything down for you. Like, this dude.
And then just like one thing I think they need, these players, I think they need more discipline. You can't just go on a whole tyrant on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, any social media platform and say, I don't want to be here anymore. Trade me. I've seen that happen with hockey players, baseball players, basketball especially.
Oh, absolutely. Basketball is the worst right now.
Basketball is the worst for just all the drama that goes on, and it is what it is. But
we can do a whole show on that.
Oh yeah,
you can do a whole show. Four shows on that.
I agree with you on that. Like, I'm still learning basketball. Like, I'm getting into it. I'm a Trailblazer.
I'm done with it.
I stopped watching the NBA.
Yeah, I'm done with it, man.
Yeah, like after I don't want to be that person. Like after like Instagram Live and people are showing guns and whatever and like saying this, saying that, you can't do that.
No, I mean, like I said, I love Ja Morant. I think he's a phenomenal talent. Like I said, coming from Massachusetts, I'm not a Celtics fan. I'm not a Bruins fan. When it comes to the basketball, like I like a certain player. Like I love Ja Morant.
like a player person.
Yeah. Like hockey, I love the Lightning. I don't like the Bruins. With baseball, I don't even like the Red Sox. I root for the Rays.
Fan?
I converted this year. I actually said it on the Ronnie and T Crash shirt. because me and my girlfriend and our children, we're actually going to be moving down there in the next 2 years. Yeah. Like, we're actually going to St. Pete. We're going to stay in St. Pete.
Yeah.
4th of July week. But I'm actually going to be looking for a house to invest something out there, like, so I can have something to come back to. Because I mean, you guys have no idea. Not to get off subject, but we've been out there 3 times in 2 years. And I tell everybody there, I'm like, you guys have no idea. You guys have like a little piece of paradise, because I've had to shovel out snow my whole life, and it sucks. All right. So just to see palm trees and go to the beach whenever you want.
Yeah. Like, I tell people all the time, like, it would be February. Remember like that one cold month in March, February, when it was like 50, 60 degrees?
Yeah, that's cold for you guys.
I mean, I'm
bro,
cold with anything under 70.
That's wild, man.
I keep forgetting you're from up north, but
dude, I'm wearing a t-shirt in that weather. I'm wearing a t-shirt and shorts.
It was like 55 degrees. Me and my friends were out on the beach.
Yeah, that's awesome. But before, I feel like we're kind of drifting away.
Yeah.
I want to talk about them creamsicles.
Oh, yeah.
I feel left out. We were talking about this prior before we went live.
I have my creamsicle Derek Brooks jersey.
I as well. I have my creamsicle. And I haven't worn it. I've worn it one time.
Same. I've worn mine a couple times. Yeah. I debuted mine at the Bengals game this past year. One of the other co-hosts, he is a Bengals fan. I went to that game with him. We did make a bet. Losing team has to, next season, go to a game, and losing team has to get the opponent's jersey and wear it to a game.
Oh, so, I hate those bets.
I hate those. Like, I'm not doing those bets anymore, because I'm also a Clemson fan. So I'm not doing that with Alex and Liam, because I'm not wearing FSU stuff personally.
My buddy's a Chicago Bears fan, and I lost a bet against him. Yeah. Yeah.
I feel bad for him. But so I have to wear a Bengals jersey for the Tennessee game, but it's fine.
At least they have nice jerseys.
They have nice jerseys.
Yeah.
That is a one positive. I'm probably gonna get an all white T. Higgins jersey
and
wear it for a game. But I debuted the Derrick Brooks jersey at that game, and
that's awesome
with his hat also.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I got Doug Williams, I got Hardy Nickerson, and I got an original 1976 Leroy Selman.
Oh wow, that's awesome, dude! You better frame that. That's awesome.
I got that back there.
Yeah, I have my first one was a Michael Stout one. Wore that thing till the numbers are wearing off. Same with the name. Signed Vincent Jackson jersey before he passed. And then I have Josh Freeman. I have Devin White, and then the Derrick Brooks one. Then if we're going all jersey collection, I'm also a Raiders fan, so I have a Derek Carr jersey. And then I saw on sale a Matthew Stafford Lions jersey. So I'm like, yet to wear it, but still.
Yeah, I was just talking creamsicles, but yeah.
Yeah, it was just a jersey collection.
Yeah. I got a bunch of Buccaneer jerseys. Like I said, my first jersey was a work done jersey, a red one.
Yeah.
I have no idea where that is. Unfortunately, I think my mom probably donated it.
That's the worst.
But I had a white Mike All-Star jersey. I actually had a Hardy Nickerson jersey, a Donnie Abraham jersey growing up. I had a bunch of Buccaneer jerseys. I think she donated, and I'm a little upset about that. It is. But it's tough for me to buy jerseys now because, guys are coming and going.
Yeah.
And now, like, I felt like when I bought Levante David's jersey, I felt confident about that. Yeah. I'm like, he's a real, he's a Buccaneer.
Yeah. And even if Levante left and then retired, I still wouldn't. It's still you can't get upset about that. You can still wear it.
He's still going to have his name in Raymond James Stadium.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Just like Mike Evans. Yeah. So a lot of people were like, hey, how come you don't have a Tom Brady jersey? Oh, I'm like, well, Tom is not, if you're a Bucs fan, you don't understand. Tom is not like an original Buck. Yeah. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's why.
I did buy one. I did buy one when he retired because I am going to frame it.
Yeah.
Just because, unfortunately, guys, like I said, he's part of our history.
Yeah.
He, and I'm saying this because you guys are a lot younger than I am, but Tom, I've seen a lot of Buccaneer teams in my lifetime. All right. And we were great from 97 to 2000, the early 2000s. We were great. Our defense was ferocious. And Raymond James Stadium, I remember watching on TV, those flags were flying. And then after and on my last episode of my podcast, I actually go on a little rant about John Gruden. I don't like John Gruden just because of what he did to the team. He set us back many, many years. But Ray J was empty for a while. Same energy was not there. And losing was okay. And I hate to say that. Losing was okay. Can we all agree with that?
Yeah.
Losing was okay. Guys were just there. And if you look back, we had Michael Bennett. We had, Deshaun Golston, Darrell Revis, all in the same secondary. Like, it was wild. Yeah. And we just couldn't do nothing with it.
Y'all remember Michael Clayton?
Oh, yeah. I remember. I have his rookie card.
Yeah.
But when Brady came here, well, I'll take it back to 2019. When Bruce came here,
oh, yeah,
I knew the culture was changing. And then when Brady came in, and I caught a lot of heat at that Patriots game. So my girlfriend's first Patriots game ever was Tom Brady's last game as a Patriot. And I was wearing my black Buccaneers hat. And I told everybody there, they're like, why are you here as a Bucs fan? I said, I'm here to scout my future quarterback.
Yeah.
I honestly felt like Brady was coming to Tampa. And when he came to Tampa, guys, he changed the culture.
Oh, yeah.
Losing was no longer acceptable. And that's why, going back to the Devin White thing, I feel like a guy like Devin White's got to go because we have a certain mentality here now and we need to protect that because it's very easy to go back to those losing ways. I don't want a guy like Rashad White to get tainted in that mindset. Yeah. Guys like Mike and Chris won't. I'm sure Chris Godwin's just like, the hell with him. He's out of here, But to these younger players coming in on defense, I don't want that to be toxic. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. we're Buccaneer fans, man. What do we got? What are we known for?
Losing.
No. But I'm just saying, every team has that one thing that they're known for. Like the Broncos are known for quarterbacks with John Elway and Peyton Manning. We're known for defense, and I want to stay like that.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm a defensive guy. I love defense. I think defense will always win championships. But that's just my opinion with Devin White. I don't want to talk about him no more because he disappointed me today.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, guys. He just really disappointed me, man.
It honestly, it caught me off guard when he wanted to trade.
Yeah.
It caught me off guard, honestly.
It hurt.
It did. But, I know we don't have that much time left, and we'll probably cover this in our next segment. But now that we've covered defense, obviously, but I've had my fair share of debates before about Mike Evans and if he's a future Hall of Famer. And I'm agree on a whole 100% Mike Evans Hall of Fame. You look at what he's done. 9-10 straight season of 1,000 yards. And so everyone out there saying, oh, he's washed or not good. He's a great all-time, great hands-down receiver.
Yeah. For sure. I feel like if he was on,
if he was on a different team,
one of those type of teams, he'll be talked about. Same with Levante.
Yeah, they're underrated. They're underrated.
Much more.
Absolutely, I agree with both you guys. And that's my biggest fight with everybody. I said, listen, you don't hear about him because he's on the Bucs. But if they were on the Cowboys or the Patriots,
the Giants,
all
the bigger teams,
Mike Evans would be the greatest wide receiver. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, and I agree. Even the Dolphins.
We talked about this in the last show. I got into it with somebody at the barbershop. They were trying to tell me OBJ is better than Mike. No way.
There's no OBJ had that one good catch.
Remember when we talked about the scouting combine and all that? How one day can make you look like the greatest.
One day can make you look good, but it's the power and the discipline and what you go through everything else, showing up at practice, putting the extra work in. That's why I'm a fan of Scotty Miller, but unfortunately he's a Falcon.
Yeah.
But I think Russell Gage also does have a better year this year coming up,
I hope so, man.
Yeah. I like the people that are third down backs or wide receivers also.
Yeah. Real quick, guys. So since we have a limited amount of time left, what do you guys think about the NFC South? Who's improved? Who's gotten better?
I mean, I hate to say it. Saints got their quarterback.
Okay.
But I see this as being still anyone's division.
I agree. Okay.
I still think it's anyone's division. I think honestly all three of those teams might have got a little bit better, but nothing drastic.
Yeah.
I think a team that we have to look out for that's going to be flying under the radar is not the Panthers and not the Saints. I think the Atlanta Falcons. Absolutely.
Yeah.
They're building something down there. And you can hear it on this show. Drake London is baby Mike Evans. That's the name that I gave him.
My best friend. He's a diehard Falcons fan. Eventually we'll get him on here. But he's been telling me all week, every day, when we lost to them 58-14, the Josh McCown era. I watched that whole game.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm a lifelong fan. I've been through a lot of
Mike Glennon was the quarterback.
Oh yeah, Mike Glennon. But I've been he's been telling me it's Falcons time, this whatever, but it's still anyone's division in my opinion.
I think so. I just think that the Falcons, what they're building there with Kyle Pitts, Drake London, even the quarterback, Desmond Ridder, I like him. Even the running back that they got, I think they need to retool their defense. Don't be surprised.
A little more protection.
I wouldn't be surprised if you see Atlanta going after another team that goes defensive heavy in the draft. And I think they can.
Then they're in the 8 pick. And we'll get into this episode later on with more people from different teams. I got a lot of people, but I'm probably just going to end it here because we got less than a minute. I just want to say thank you to the men and women who serve in our armed forces. Thank you guys for coming on the episode. This episode is going to be posted later this week, but once again, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you don't like. All of that.